Now, there has been big development that has happened in a span of 24 hours right after the Supreme Court slammed the state governments of Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Delhi for not cooperating and fighting the menace of the air pollution that Delhi is facing, particularly with regards to the stubble burning that happens in the neighboring states. Now, moving forward in the action plan, the Haryana government has gone about sharing an 11-point concrete plan to fight the parali burning. Amongst the key salient features of these 11 pointers that have been shared by the Haryana government, I'm going to take you through a number of these pointers. Number one is the incentive amount of 10,000 rupees that is going to be paid to the farmers, 10,000 rupees per acres. That will be given to the farmers as an incentive to not burn stubble. The Indian Oil Corporation Limited is going to be buying stubble from farmers. There is going to be an incentive of 1,500 rupees that is going to be given to the cow sheds given to farmers who then bring in the straw to the cow sheds. There have been a number of these points. Distribution of 2.5 lakh kits of Pusa decomposer capsules for destroying stubble by spraying the cash rewards to panchayats who do not burn stubble. There is subsidy on the baler equipment and machines for making poly balers. There are 50% subsidy on crop residual management equipment, 2,000 rupees per acre on providing bales to the ethanol plants. So, a number of these subsidies, these incentives, and most importantly, the MSP that is going to be given by the government of Haryana to the farmers to then sell their straw at the minimum support price. Let's start off this discussion. This action plan has been brought in. Can there be other governments in cooperation with Haryana who can take a leaf out of this book of the Haryana government, and can stubble burning finally be ended on a permanent basis? Joining me on the telecast is Sanjay Naj Singh. He is the Secretary General of the All India Farmers Association. Sir, it's good to have you on the telecast. Is this a first step towards ending the nuisance of parali burning that causes air pollution?
Yes, any step as of now, whatever steps any of the state governments take is welcome. And this is definitely a positive step. And I feel that incentivizing the parali issue for the farmer is also one of the way forwards that we had discussed on our in your various panel discussions that we have had for the last couple of days. So that is one. Number two, of course, availability of machines and subsidy on the machines and things like that are also welcome, but one must also look into the fact in times to come on the more innovative machines, instead of just restricting to the present day machines, which are heavy. They require a heavy tractor to pull it, some 50 bhp at least, and which are very expensive machines. There are ways of even changing the blades, the width between the various blades of the superseder, so that the land wastage is less. The utilization of the land is more, at least as much as what is being done today by the farmers. It shouldn't increase the gap between the two furrow lines.
Yeah.
So that is one very important thing.
Okay.
So, and availability of these farm machines to the farmers, timely availability is very, very important, because this is one of the constraints that the farmers are facing. And then after those who are preferring the balers, they find that the bales are not being lifted by the authorities on time, and that also is being done only after some gratification. this news has come to me also in the last 1 or 2 days, which is while discussing with some of the other farmer leaders from Patiala and all that. So what I'm trying to say is that there is definitely a positive step. I'm not saying that this is not a positive step, but there are many other things also to be looked into as we go forward.
Okay. All right. I also have with me Anil Gupta. He is the board member of the Central Pollution Control Board. Now, Anil Gupta, there is, these NASA satellite images that show that stubble burning has reduced to about 30 to 40% in Haryana. There is a reduction of 48% stubble burning in Punjab and the other neighboring states of Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan that have also seen reduced stubble burning. What is also coming in terms of the reports is that the farmers are taking advantage of the night time when they decide to find the loopholes to burn this stubble, which is then not registered in these satellite images. If you could shed more light into this.
Yeah, you have rightly mentioned. When I just checked the reports, I just find out on the Punjab government website, they have recorded roughly 21,000 stubble burning fire incident till 7th of November. Even on this 7th, when the Honorable Supreme Court gave the decision, there was an incident of 1,515. And you see, the most, you can say, the district is the Sangrur, Tarantaran, and this one more district is there. They are notorious in burning. And you have rightly said, these are the recorded which is there in the daytime. And what they happen, which are not recorded, it is not necessary everything is being captured by the satellite image.
Yeah, but also, NASA, is it true for NASA satellite images as well?
See, even when we go for the NASA images, they can just point out the area where the stubble burning is there. But what quantity?
Yeah.
That is not feasible. That is not, they cannot mention. Either you burn 1 kg or you burn 1000 kg. That is not the job of NASA satellite image. So the quantity of the fire which is being generated by stubble burning is normally more, is not judgeable from the NASA image. See,
right.
if you have 100 incident of say 1 kg each, or 100 incident of say 1 ton each. So how much fire they generate makes a lot of difference. So when you have the farmers there clubbing together and then doing all these things, so it is very hard to judge how much they are doing. But naturally, when it is coming to the neighboring states, it is giving trouble in the air quality. So we definitely say, and even after the Supreme Court decision, the things have not stopped. This is what I am mentioning. Still today also it is continuing. And what Haryana has done, I think it is a remarkable thing. And one more thing I want to mention, the central government has given roughly rupees 3,333 crores for this crop residue management. And as per the data available with me, the Punjab government has roughly 1,47,672 machines for this management. Haryana has roughly 80,500 crores. So these machines are there which are being funded by central government and also supported by the state governments. But why farmers are not using these machines, it is a questionable.
Okay, all right. So a lot of questions, solutions at this point of time on paper. Can they be implemented? How fast can they be implemented? Shekhar Singh, talking about this MSP that the Haryana government is soon going to roll out for the farmers when they sell their stubble. Now, is this going to have a very palpable impact on the stubble burning menace that Haryana and other neighboring parts of the country of northern India share? And why was this action not taken 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago?
Thank you very much. And I have been raising this point on this channel for, I think now, a whole week. And also in my writing, I've been saying that when the government budget is underutilized, why not give that money to the farmer as a financial incentive for them to stop burning the stubble? Now, although stubble only provides and is about 6 to 8% at best in any given year contributing to the air pollution problem, we can root it out using very little money. And I agree with the Haryana government that it's a great step by offering the 1500. I think the Punjab government should offer 25 2000 at least, keeping in inflation costs and other things to ensure that the stubble is valuable. Now, but this also starts another problem. You cannot throw out money randomly just to placate farmers. You have to create a whole ecosystem of what is going to happen to the stubble. Where is the stubble going to be burned? Is there going to be a price floor for the stubble? Which industries and allied industries will be given tax haven benefits? See, it's a whole matter of course, the MSP and is the first good step. But if this full step is not completely thought completely through, and what I mean by that is Haryana government should immediately, if anyone from the Haryana government is listening, they should immediately also start a parallel process of inviting biochar industries into the state. Village level biochar industry. They should also invite, sustainable packaging, which we discussed yesterday on your channel. Also, mushroom cultivation, so that the economic value of the stubble is got out. I cannot stress on this point enough. Now, this is a second topic, but we need to have an MSP for regenerative organic agriculture because basmati stubble is not burnt. The land races that are grown in agriculture, their stubble is not burnt because it is used as fodder. Now, the Haryana government has made one small error that if the farmers are growing the green revolution varieties because of higher silica content, when they take the stubble to the gaushalas, our gau matas will not eat it. Our gau matas also like the good delicious food. Like humans, they also should be given good food, not the dirty silica laced straw. So I think that's where I would like to caution the Haryana government that there needs to be a regenerative program for farmers which produces fodder for the cattle and also heals the soil and heals the water of Haryana and Punjab.
Okay, so in terms of the 11 points, there are going to be some hits, some misses. But do you think this is a plan of action that has finally delayedly come out, but nonetheless come out? Also, the discussion that we have been having for years together about stubble burning and how these baler machines need to be brought for the farmers, how the government of the state and the central government need to be dividing the funds that are required for it. Now, is this just on paper or is this actually happening on the ground?
It's on paper. Let me tell you, the program is completely failed. And whatever Sanjana Singh ji just said about there needs to be machines that are compatible with the tractors that the people have. You have a 15 HP machine or even a higher machine. The super seeder is even a higher HP requirement. The farmers who can't even pay for diesel for irrigation have to now get these heavy powered machine. They have to change the whole ecosystem around the happy seeder to get the happy seeder in their houses. The reason why the program has failed, and this is from the ground, any farmer will tell you, any expert will tell you, because it was fueling the automobile lobby. And farmers were not stakeholders in this. They were not asked that, hey, do you want handheld machines or you want these tractor-driven machines? I'm sure every farmer of Punjab will choose a smaller machine, a lighter machine that can be done with the tractor that the person has or his neighbor has or her neighbor has. But that was not taken into consideration. Okay. What was taken into consideration is which is the bigger machine, how can we spend more money and waste public resource? And 5 years now, we know that it was a waste. All our rupees have been wasted.
Yeah, it's also interesting to know that these 11 points action plan that has been shared by the Haryana government does not mention anything about the baler machines, whether purchases or providing them to the farmers on a subsidy rate, on a subsidy basis. All right, Sanjanath Singh, also, if you could shed light into these big plans that the central government has. Now, there have been a couple of meetings that our Union Minister Hardeep Puri has had with 2 German companies. One of these companies is called Bio. It has already set up a biogas plant, bio-CNG plant in Sangrur in Punjab. There are talks going on that there are going to be more of these biomass plants that are going to be set up in various parts of North India. How feasible is it? What is the gestation period of it? How soon can results be seen?
All these big plans of having biomass and foreign companies coming, technology is always welcome. We accept them, but at the same time, let me tell you, for biomass gas plants and all that, the technology already exists in India. And I think we need to go, in small measures from village to village. Let's have these smaller biomass plants in villages, in each village. Why can't we have it? Or in a cluster of, say, maybe 2 villages or 3 villages, where easily the source for producing the gas is available next door, and it's not very then otherwise you will have logistics problem of transporting so much of raw material all the way for the biomass plant all the way to a particular big huge plant. So these technologies are available in the country, just like technologies for various machines and all that. They can be done in India. There's if we can send Chandrayaan, I'm quite sure we can do.
Okay, so you at this point in time on the fence that why is it that there is foreign collaboration when it comes to setting up of these bio CNG plants and biomass plants and so on and so forth. But okay, all right. In this 11-point charter or an action plan, if you've been able to see the kind of incentives that have been provided and the actions that the government of Haryana is going to take, they're all affirmative actions. It is not corrective actions. It is not penalty that is being given to the farmers for stubble burning, but they are being encouraged to sell their stubble, in exchange of which they are going to be getting money. So for every acre, if they are going to be selling their parali, they are going to get 100, they're going to get 1,000 rupees. So I think the carrot and stick, the stick method doesn't work, the carrot does. Sanjay Naji.
You see, one must try and understand that the farmers, when they are burning the parali, it is not because they would love to do it. Knowing the harm that's being caused to the rest of the country, to the entire northern region, they are fully aware of it now. They would not love to do it, but I think it's also a kind of sense of desperation in which they do it. So it is not just the stick. It is also something that the carrot will work, and also empowering the farmers to use and the alternate methods of getting rid of the parali. It is something which we need to understand, that it is apart from the carrot part of it, there's also a question of working along in tandem with the practices of the farmers and making sure that they use other alternative methods of getting rid of the parali. That's what I feel.
Okay.
And yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, all right. Let me get in Anilji again. So in a situation such as this, Anilji, how do we then find there is action that has happened on the ground, and how is it visible? And when you talk about how the farmers are taking undue advantage and finding loopholes in this system of generating heat maps and finding information of how many number of farm fires have been, how many number of balers have been set on fire. Is there a way to close this loophole, and I don't know if going to be crackdown or encouragement that will have to be made by the government, by the officials, to then ask farmers to stop burning fires at night or any time of the day?
You have rightly mentioned, I think in future there is going to be a lot of things which are coming up for this, for stoppers of this parali burning. I just mention you one point. About 6 months back, Government of India has made a Gazette notification making this stubble crop residue as a fuel for these power plants. Already Panipat thermal plant has made an arrangement to use 5% of their fuel. They they are using the coal. And it has become now compulsory for all the thermal plants to buy this stubble and use that as a fuel of minimum 5%. I'm very sure I don't think after 2-3 years there will be any discussion on this subject. I remember the fly ash. The fly ash used to be very nuisance for the Delhi and all that. Now it is in shortage. I'm mentioning you this now Government of India has given grant to many MSMEs to put up small plants where they can collect this stubble from the farmers, make pellets, dry it, and supply to thermal plant. But only 6 months back they started. I think from next year, rightly Haryana government has given 1,000 rupees. But when competition will be there, they will be buying from the farmers at the higher price. Farmers will also benefit. The MSME will benefit. And we will have a saving on the foreign exchange because all these coal which is used in thermal plant is imported. And it has now become compulsory by the Gazette notification. So I think in next 1 or 2 years, lot of solution is there. And all this government which is buying, they're also going to supply it to the thermal plant or some other sources. I'm sure some solution will be there. And from next or at least 1 or 2 years, this problem will not be there.
Okay, quickly, in the getting a response from you about how the situation pans out, particularly my concern over here, how much of the allocation of funds is being made by the Haryana government, how much is going to be enough, back of the envelope calculation, how can we estimate this? Also, should the government be transparent in going about providing this information?
Government of India has given a budget of...
This is for Indrajit, sir. This is for Indrashekhar Singh, yeah.
See, I think I'm just going to reiterate my point. Like, it's not the problem of money and funds, because we know that the government's expenditure, the budget allocated for this drive, the National Clean Air Program, actually budget is underutilized. So the government has not managed to spend the money that it was supposed to spend over the years.
Okay.
So that's what's called the fund. Money is not the problem. The problem is political will, and political will not to create the next industrial problem. Now, I heard our co-panelist Gupta ji talking about that they're going to put it in the power plant. So you won't burn it in Punjab, you'll burn it in some other like remote area in the country. You're still burning it, right? Why not we have nature-based solutions which are also profitable? And I know the briquetting value and the ignition value of this, there are some doubts on that also. And the thermal power plant will have some filters which will get down the smoke and all these. Believe me, I live next to a thermal power plant. The air quality has changed forever. So I am more of the nature-based solutions. I'm more for cheaper solutions which do not require much industry. There are cheaper ways of dealing with this problem.
Yeah.
And of course, the government initiatives are good and I support them. But I also, as a citizen of this country who believes in ecology and in agriculture together, believe that there is a smarter, quicker and more sustainable path to removing this problem. And money is not the problem.
Do you also feel these biogas plants, bio-CNG plants moving towards renewable energy, and how straw would then make a significant ingredient for these plants to then function? I mean, talking about, and again, like I questioned Sanjanath Singh ji as well, the gestation period and how fast will things move thereon?
The gas.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't get your question very...
No, I was asking Indrashekhar Singh, what's his opinion? What does he think about setting up biogas plants, bio-CNG plants? What is their success rate? How long is the gestation period? And does this finally resolve this problem of stubble burning on a permanent basis?
It's too small. The technology, we've not made inroads into the rural villages. I think this point was also raised earlier, that we need to have village or block level plants, and then this gestation period is longer. Why not make biochar, which is actually much quicker? And actually the soils of Punjab need soil amenders. The soil of Punjab is deteriorated. There's heavy chemical contamination. The water is contaminated. Why not we use a simple nature-based technology which the farmer and every youth in the farm, in the villages can learn? Why are we only thinking industry has the solutions when industry is the one who gave us the problem? Industry has its good things, but when there are simpler nature, people-based solutions, why not we go for them? And biochar is one of them, mushroom cultivation is one of them, making mulching is one of them,
Okay.
which are very, very cheap and effective.
Okay, all right. Quickly then, Sanjay Singh ji, quick response from you.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, a number of bottlenecks, a number of problems, limitations, loopholes. Do you still at this point of time have a positive mindset of how things now finally are moving? The Supreme Court has called out all the state governments. Do you hope there is going to be action in the next 1 year?
I hope so that this entire action plan and everything gets implemented in the next 1 year. And next year we don't have this kind of a problem. We can live in Delhi and fire up our Diwali also with crackers without having the problem of polluting the air to a toxic level. But let me tell you, as of now, it is all talk. It's all on paper right now. Things have to be done. And we are at times getting super obsessed with the number of farm fires. Farm fires are there. Why are we so obsessed with the numbers? We should be obsessed only with the action plan.
Yeah. Okay.
NASA can give us any number of pictures. We can generate any number of pictures and keep on counting as to how many farm fires are there. But we are just losing our...
No, but then the governments, when they talk about numbers and they talk about
That is the
statistics,
problem.
they say, it's politicization. They say that, in Haryana, we've reduced as many as, 2,500 farm fires, 25,000 farm fires. And the Punjab government says, listen, we've reduced farm fires to 50%. So there's no end to this.
So the problem is that everybody is talking about things which are not too much of relevance. Farm fires are there, they are polluting the air, we know that, we can't breathe properly, we are breathing toxic air, we can't go out for walks. No, that itself is enough to prove that yes, farm fires are there and they are absolutely in substantial measure that is polluting us. So that is one thing. Number two, action plan has to be taken by agri-scientists, involvement of the agri-scientists, involvement of industries. There has to be a PPP model.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't, and the farmers, the actual farmers must get involved and not those who are just farm leaders.
Okay.
The actual farmers, the people from the farms who are actually cultivating, they should be involved. Then only you will have a proper solution in terms and acceptability of the measures that we take, in whether it is in terms of regulation, whether it is in terms of machinery, whatever.
Okay, absolutely. All the important relevant points made by all my panelists. I'm out of time. But thanks for watching NewsX. In the subsequent telecasts that we have in the evening, we are going to talk about how there have been action plans that have been put forth. The central government is moving on a war footing basis, and how there needs to be a collaborative, cooperative effort of all the states in North India to find a solution to it, as the Supreme Court has rightly given the directive and the way forward. Thanks for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.